Hi, my name is Philip Johnson, and this presentation for American Indian Studies 210 is about the Meskwaki Indians, specifically the Sac and Fox of the Mississippi, also known as Meskwaki Nation. According to the Meskwaki Nation's website, meskwaki.org, the tribe owns multiple businesses. The most well-known to Iowans is probably Meskwaki Bingo Casino Hotel, located in Tama, Iowa. According to IndianGaming.com, the Meskwaki Bingo Casino Hotel was built in 1992 and features 404 hotel rooms, 1,350 slot machines, and numerous table games and daily bingo. The Meskwaki Nation also owns a holding company, Meskwaki Incorporated. According to their website, meskwaki-inc.com, they own nearly 15 businesses, including Meskwaki Travel Plaza, Big River Trading Company, Woodlands Construction Company, Meskwaki Fuels Company, Fox Professional Services Incorporated, Red Earth Real Estate Holdings, Red Earth Technologies, and Timber Building Supply Company, just to name some. So, who are the Meskwaki? Well, according to Meskwaki Tribal Synonymy, Meskwaki translates to the people of Red Earth because of their creation story, which says they were made from the Red Earth. It is also said they are named this because of a tendency of many original Meskwaki to wear red paint on their faces. They referred to themselves as Meshkwakiaki and Meskwaki with slightly different spellings. According to New World Encyclopedia, they got the name Fox from the French, who upon meeting them misunderstood someone whose family name was Fox, and then attributed the name to the entire tribe. Later on, as will be discussed in the history portion of this presentation, they were renamed by the United States government to be the Sac and Fox Confederacy in order to make treaties and land grabs easier for the government. Today, the group living in Tama County is known as the Meskwaki Nation, or the Sac and the Fox of the Mississippi. According to their website, meskwaki.org, Meskwaki Nation has over 1,400 enrolled members and owns roughly 8,000 acres across Tama and Palo Alto County. Ray Youngbear, a nationally recognized Native American writer and registered member of Meskwaki Nation in Tama, pointed out in an interview with the Des Moines Register that they are unique in this way because they are actually property owners who bought their land versus having it allotted to them by the U.S. government. In this same interview with the Des Moines Register, Ray Youngbear talks about their religious beliefs as well. He said, quote, "We believe in the presence of unseen forces, both good and bad. We have beliefs that are animistic, meaning we have a wide, unbridled respect for all earthly kinds of life, be it a tree, a stone, or a river. We believe implicitly they are very much alive, breathing, feeling, and sharing our existence." End quote. And now we'll have Tyler talk about the history of the tribe.
The Meskwaki originate from the Algonquin tribe from the eastern woodlands. They moved to the Green Bay area in Wisconsin around the 1600s. The Meskwaki have similar ties to the Kickapoo, Shawnee, Chippewa, Cree, Menominee, Potawatomi, and Sac, who all had ties to the eastern woodland Algonquins. The Meskwaki were referred to by many different names. Meskwaki were coined the Renards or Fox in French by the French traders who first made contact with them around the 1600s. The Fox called themselves the Meskwaki, which relates back to their creation myth as the Red Earth people. Their enemies, like many of the Algonquin tribes they split from, like the Chippewa, referred to them as the Udagamig, which means people of the other shore. The Meskwaki had a three-tier leadership model. They had a peace leader who led council meetings. They had a shaman who was in charge of the religious ceremonies for the tribe. Then they also had a war chief that was elected for every different war. The Meskwaki were known as a nomadic tribe where they clustered in large groups in the summer that spread out and separated in the winter months. Some clans of the Meskwaki were hunters and gatherers, but some clans were very warlike and very fierce. Most clans lived off of fishing, hunting, and growing their own food, such as maize, squash, pumpkins, and beans. Many of the Meskwaki lived in long houses and wigwams, and they would cluster together to form little villages. The Meskwaki split from their Algonquin brothers due to intertribal conflicts over the fur trade. Most Algonquin tribes traded with the French, but the Meskwaki decided to trade with the Dutch, and this was believed to cause conflict. Once they split from the Algonquins, the Meskwaki tribes spread out throughout most of the Midwest. specifically the St. Lawrence River Valley. They were located in states such as Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Missouri. This fur trade eventually led to conflict and war with the French between 1712 and 1737, which was known as the French and Fox Wars. The Fox made an alliance with the Sac and pushed the French back and extended their lands westward. It was said that the Fox were extremely feared by the French. The French king even ordered the annihilation of these peoples, but the French and their Indian allies could not get it done. The Meskwaki, or Fox, allied themselves with the British during the French and Indian Wars that took place from 1688 to 1763. The British ended up winning the French and Indian Wars, but there were still tough times ahead for the Meskwaki. The Meskwaki eventually allied themselves in a coalition of several different tribes to protect their lands from western progressing whites. The coalition won several battles, but were eventually defeated in 1795 when the Treaty of Greenville ended Little Turtle's War. After the war, in around 1800, the Meskwaki were forced to move south from their traditional lands in Wisconsin. The Meskwaki were then involved in Tecumseh's War. Several Indian tribes set out together to drive settlers back off their original grounds, but their attempts failed yet again. The Indian Removal Act eventually kicked in around 1830, and the Meskwaki did not want to leave their land, so they took up arms once again alongside the Sauk in what was called the Black Hawk War. When the Meskwaki tribe settled in Tama County, Iowa, they developed a relationship with many German and Czech immigrants. The U.S. government considered the Meskwaki as a single tribe known as the Sac and Fox. Their lands in Iowa eventually were taken by a series of treaties where they gave up their land to the government. Many of the tribal members were moved to a reservation in East Kansas. Some, in fact, stayed behind and hid from the government with the help from many of the German and Czech immigrants. The Iowa state government passed a law that allowed the Meskwaki to stay in Iowa. In 1857, the Meskwaki were eventually allowed to buy land, which, like Philip said earlier, was one of the first time natives were allowed to buy land from the government. In 1857, the Meskwaki bought their first 80 acres, which has now grown to over 7,700 acres. The Meskwaki have always valued keeping their culture and ways of life alive. They still practice, use, and build traditional crafts and games that have been the foundation for their culture for centuries. After buying land, they no longer were considered a nomadic tribe since they were tethered to one location. This was a major shift for their society, but it was an adjustment they had to make due to the westward push of whites. They made the adjustment much better than most tribes as they are a stable and very successful tribe with many sources of income and a vibrant society.
So right now, the Meskwaki Indian tribe is actually in danger of losing the casino, which would actually halt the flow of $3 million a week in gambling revenues that support the tribe specifically in the surrounding communities. They have found many things wrong with the casino, such as violation of gaming laws, bank accounts, things like that. Um, the big deal is just like Young Bear in this article, says that he has come to count on the $2,000 monthly royalty check to make ends meet. He also has $2, and he's trying to actually fledge a horse farm right now. And I'm guessing if the casino got shut down, all those dreams would probably be crushed because they don't really have a good source of income if they don't have that. Um, the Meskwaki Bingo Casino Hotel holds 1,300 workers. Biggest employer in Tama County, actually. It's opened 24 hours a week, 7 days a week. It is also one of the region's biggest economic engines, drawing an estimated 4,100 gamblers per day, and about that equals out to about 5,000 bus loads each year, which is a substantial number. The casino's opening 10 years ago led to two new hotels in the two towns, which straddle U.S. Highway 30 and are home to about 5,200 and roughly 70 people. Um, and then there's also a lot of struggling restaurants and downtown shops that are already down there that would most likely go out of business if this did get if the casino did end up getting shut down. Um, there's about 840 Meskwaki tribal members that live on the 7,000-acre settlement along the Iowa River west of Tama. With gambling revenues, the tribe has expanded its land holdings and built 300 new homes since 10 years ago when this was built. Another 50 are planned this year alone, coming from that article. And the money has also paid for a new medical clinic and helped support the tribal schools. Um, and most of those probably wouldn't strive without the casino income. Like Young Bear said, $2,000 monthly royalty check. It helps make ends meet, and they really need it. So I don't think it would be a very good thing if the government got what they wanted and shut down the casino. So just like talking about the last slide, um, the casino has actually opened up a lot of things. Like within the 10 years, it's opened up two new hotels in two different towns. Um, and like I said, are home to about 5,200 and roughly 70 people, um, which I'm guessing a lot of those homes would still be there if the casino closed, but at the same time, they would not have any type of income, have any type of job, nothing like that. And then the struggling restaurants and downtown shops, those would obviously be closed because there would be no type of people that would want to come there. No one wants to go to Meskwaki unless there is a casino there or you're in the um, tribal tribe. Um, another thing is that the Meskwaki tribe is about 840 people, over a 7,000-acre settlement, and since the opening of the casino, about 300 new homes have been built, and that just shows how much money they are actually bringing in at this point. Like I said, about 50 are planned for next year, which the article was written in '02, I believe. So um, I'm guessing the homes are really growing right now, and I'm guessing all those homes that are being built right now would be stopped, and they wouldn't have the type of income that they needed to keep building things around the tribe.